So in his launch interview here, Bernie was asked about Howard Schitz's candidacy, and his response is great.
Ask you about a theory that Howard Schultz has now said he would not run as an independent if the Democrats nominate a moderate.
Oh, isn't that nice? But you raise a good thing. Why is Howard Schultz on every television station in this country? Why are you quoting Howard Schultz? Because he's a billionaire, all right? There are a lot of people I know personally who work hard for a living, who make $40,000, $50,000 a year, who know a lot more about politics than, in all due respect, does Mr. Schultz. But because we have a corrupt political system, anybody who is a billionaire who can throw a lot of TV ads on television suddenly becomes very, very credible. So what Mr. Schultz, what is he, blackmailing the Democratic Party? If you don't nominate Bernie Sanders, he's not going to run? Well, I don't think we should succumb to that kind of blackmail.
The other reason is that he represents an argument that some people make, which is if you're worried about Donald Trump, the Democratic Party, to win voters in various parts of the country, needs to pick somebody who is not so radical. That's also what his theory represents.
Well, I think his deeper theory is, hey, I'm a billionaire, leave me alone. And let me make as much money as I can without paying my fair share of taxes. And let me continue to have undue political influence, which you are quoting me. All right, here is a billionaire. No one's ever heard of this guy. Well, not many people have. He's a billionaire. He's thinking of running for president. Suddenly he's a very famous guy. That is a problem with our political system.
I love how he just says the shit that we all want to say. He just says it. You don't get that from other politicians. Where Howard Schultz says, oh, you're fucking quoting Howard Schultz? That dipshit? Like, that's his reaction. He's like, that guy? The only reason he's taken seriously is because he's a billionaire. That is so true. Richard Ojeda announced his presidential campaign. I think he was first, or one of the first. He got next to no coverage. Howard Schitz hasn't even officially announced yet. He's just done a couple teasers. I might run. Nobody was asking for this. But every mainstream media network, Howard Schultz, oh yeah, Howard Schultz. I don't know what that was. I just took my pompous guy impersonation and took it to the next level, where it was inaudible. Howard Schultz. Sounds more like a velociraptor. The only reason he's taken seriously and the only reason he's covered endlessly, yes, is because he's a billionaire. So Tulsi Gabbard has gotten less coverage, and she's officially running, and she's a congresswoman. So let's be serious about this. He got a fucking town hall on CNN, bro. A town hall where But you know what? It's good. The more he talks, the worse he does in the poll. So go ahead, Howard Schitz. Keep shitting, because that's what's happening. You're such a disaster. His whole campaign is, here's what I'm against. He's not even telling you what he's for. We definitely can't have free college. Definitely can't have Medicare for all. Vote for me. What? No. What I wish Bernie brought up, though, and it's in the moment. You didn't think of it on the spot, but what I wish Bernie brought up is a direct response to Howard Schultz's argument, because Howard Schultz's argument is, bro, if you run a far lefty, there's no way the Democrats win. Okay, the response to that is, the Democrats have been running corporatists and losing. If only we had an experiment where, like, a corporate centrist ran against Donald Trump. 2016, Hillary Clinton. Insane name recognition, too, along with being a corporate centrist, and she lost. So your idea has already been disproven. But furthermore, Bernie Sanders in the 2016 primary destroyed in the same places that Howard Schultz is concerned trolling about Democrats will lose if they go far left there. So take West Virginia, one of the most conservative states in the nation. Bernie won every single county in West Virginia in the 2016 primary. Did you know Bernie won in the Democratic primary among self-described conservative Democrats? That's a fact that blows people's minds, because the reaction is, and it makes sense, people say, but hold on, Hillary Clinton is literally more conservative than Bernie. That makes no sense. That's right, it makes no sense. But it turns out the American people don't know labels. So they just hear this guy talk and they go, I don't know, I like him. He seems like he's looking out for me. And so it doesn't matter. He wins conservative Democrats, he wins the left, he holds independents, and he crushes among young people. He's the ideal candidate. So his concern trolling is empirically wrong. And it's kind of hilarious that the media still runs with it as if it's reasonable because you can do your job and fact check it. So I wish Bernie brought that up because he could also bring up that he beat Trump in every single poll by an average of like 10 or 11 points, whereas Hillary Clinton was up by an average of like 2 or 3 points. So you can show these people through data and they still dismiss it, which is amazing. But imagine a guy like Howard Schitz versus Donald Trump. Donald Trump would almost certainly win if Howard Schitz was running as a Democrat and he was against Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump would almost certainly win in that race. But Bernie versus Trump, landslidington, say it with me.